Hi everyone. Today I will start another topic called performance appraisal. In our next slide or next few slides, I will discuss what is performance appraisal, how it works, purpose of performance appraisal, its principle and its advantage with some criticism. So, a performance appraisal is a regular review of an employee's job performance and overall contribution to a company, also known as an annual review, performance review, or evaluation, or employee's appraisal. A performance appraiser evaluates an employee's skill, achievement, and growth or lack thereof. Companies use performance appraisal to give employees big picture feedback on their work and to justify pay increases or bonus as well as termination decisions. They can be conducted at any given time but tend to be annual, semi-annual or quarterly. While there are many different kind of performance reviews, the most common is a top-down review in which a manager reviews his or her direct report. Now, what should be the objective of performance appraisal? The purpose or objective of a performance appraisal is in twofold. It helps the organization to determine the value and productivity that employees contribute, and it's also help employees to develop in their own role. In the sake of organization, that means the purpose of performance appraisal which give the benefit for the organization. The first one will be to maintain record in order to determine compensation package, wage structure, salaries raises, etc. Identify where management can improve working condition in order to increase productivity and work quality. It should be the second criteria. The third objective is address behavioral issue before they impact departmental productivity. Next, encourage employees to contribute more by recognizing their talent and skill. Support employees in skill and career development. Improve strategic decision making in situations that require layoff, succession plan, or filling open role internally. The next benefit is to identify the strength and weakness of employees to place right men or right job. To maintain and assess the potential present in a person for future growth and development. To provide a feedback to employee regarding their performance and related status. It serves as a basis for influencing working habits of the employees. And lastly, to review and retain the promotional and other training programs. These all are objectives of the performance appraisal with respect to organization. As well as organization, the purpose of performance appraisal will give some benefit to the employees. Performance appraisal are meant to provide a positive outcome for employees. The insight gains from assessing and discussing an employee's performance can help recognize and acknowledge the achievement and contribution made by an employee. Recognize the opportunity for promotion or bonus. Identify and support the need for additional training or education to continue career development. Determine the specific area where skill can be improved. Motivate an employee and help them feel involved and invested in their career development. Open discuss to an employee's long-term goal. The next slide will be the definition. What should I gain or what should I told about previously? We can brief out the definition as a performance appraisal is the periodic assessment of an employee's job performance as measured by the competency expectations set out by the organization. Now, the process of performance appraisal. Obviously, there should some scientific and systematic way to express or to create performance appraisal. The assessment process is usually facilitated by human resource. That means performance appraisal is generally done in systematic way, which are the supervisor or the who is the superintendent measure the pay of employees and compare it with targets and plans. The supervisor analyzes the factor behind work performance of employees. The employers are in position to guide the employees for a better performance. The assessment process is usually by the human resource management who assist managers and supervisor in conducting the individual appraisal within their department. An assessment method should be established based on previously mentioned topic. Required competencies and job expectations need to be drafted for each employee. Individual appraisal on employee performance are conducted. A one-to-one interview is scheduled between the manager and employee to discuss the review. Future goals should be discussed between employees and manager. A sign-off version of the performance review is achieved. Appraisal information is utilized by human resource for appropriate organizational purpose such as reporting, promotion, bonus or succession plan. Now, types of performance appraisal. There are some common and modern appraisal method that may organization take. The first one will be self-evaluation. In a self-evaluation assessment, employees first conduct their performance assessment on their own against a set list of criteria. There should be some advantage and disadvantage on this method. The advantage is that the method helps employees prepare for their own performance assessment and it creates more dialogue in the official performance interview. Obviously, there are some limitations. The process is very tedious and employee may struggle with the rating themselves to high or to low. The next one is behavioral checklist. A yes or no checklist is provided against a series of traits. If the supervisor believes the employee has exhibits a trait, a yes is ticked. If they feel the employee has not exhibit the trait, a no is ticked off. If they are unsure, it can be left blank. The advantage is the process is very simple and it's focused on actual work related tasks and behaviors. The limitations is that there is no detailed analysis or detail on how the employee is actually doing, nor does it discuss goals. The third one will be 360-degree feedback. This type of review includes not just the direct feedback from the manager and employee, but also from other team member and sources. The review also includes characters and leadership capabilities. The pros is that it provides a bigger picture of an employee's performance. The cons are it runs the risk of taking in board a broad generalization from outside sources who may not know how to provide constructive feedbacks. Next will be rating scale. A rating scale is a common method of appraisal. It uses a set of predetermined criteria that a manager uses to evaluate an employee against. Each set of criteria is weighted so that a measured score can be calculated at the end of review. The pro is that the method can consider wide varieties of criteria for, from specific job tasks to behavioral traits. The result can also be balanced thanks to the weighted system. This means that if an employee is not strong in a particular minor area, it will not negatively impact the overall score. The limitations of this method is the possible misunderstanding of what is good result and what is poor result. Managers need to be clear in explaining the rating system. Last method or last type of performance appraisal is management by objective or MBO. This type of assessment is a newly method that is gaining in popularity. It involves the employee and manager agreeing to a set of attainable performance goals that the employee will strive to achieve over a given period of time. At the next review period, the goals and how they have been made are reviewed while new goals are created. The advantage of this method is that it creates dialogues between the employees and employers and is empowering in terms of personal career development. The cons is that it risks overlooking organizational performance competencies that should be considered. Now, advantage of performance appraisal. It is said that performance appraisal is an investment for the company which can be justified by following advantages. Promotion. Performance appraisal helps the supervisor to check out the promotion program for effective employees. In this regard, inefficient worker can be dismissed or demoted in case. Compensation. Performance appraisal help in talking about competency or compensation package for employees. Merit rating is possible through performance appraisal. Performance appraisal tries to give worth to a performance. Compensation package will include bonus, high salary rates, extra benefits, allowances, and prerequisite are dependent on performance appraisal. The criteria should be merit than the seniority. Communication. For a organization, effective communication between employees and employers is very important. Though performance appraisal communication can be sought for in following ways. Through performance appraisal, the employers can understand and accept skills of subordinates. The subordinates can also understand and create a trust and confidence in superior. It also helps in maintaining cordial and congenial labor management relationship. It develops the spirit of working and boosts the morale of employees. All these factors ensure effective communication. Employees development. The systematic procedure of performance appraisal helps the supervisor to frame training policies and programs. It helps to analyze strength and weakness of employees so that new jobs can be designed for efficient employees. It also helps in framing future development program. Selection validation. Performance appraisal helps the supervisor to understand the validity and importance of selection procedure. The supervisor come to know the validity and thereby the strength and weakness of selection procedure. Future changes in selection methods can be made in this regard. Motivation. Performance appraisal serves as a motivation tool. Through evaluating performance of employees, a person's efficiency can be determined if the targets are achieved. This this very well motivates a person for better job and help him to improve his performance in the future. Obviously, there should some limitations also. An issue with performance appraisal is that differentiating individual and organizational performance can be difficult. If the evaluation's construction does not reflect the culture of a company or organization, it can be determination. Employees report general dissatisfaction with their performance appraisal process and other related issues. Other potential issues include distract of appraisal can lead to issues between subordinates and supervisor or a situation in which employees merely tailor their input to please their employer. Performance appraisal can lead to the adoption of unreasonable goal that demoralize worker or incentives them to engage in unethical practice. Some labor experts believe that use of performance appraisal had led to lower use of merit and performance based compensation. Performance appraisal may lead to unfair evaluation in which employees are judged not by their accomplishment but their likability. They can also be lead to managers giving underperforming staff a good evaluation to avoid sowing their relationship. Unreliable rater can introduce a number of biases that skew appraisals results towards preferred characteristics or ones that reflect the rater's performance. Performance appraisal that work well in one culture or job function may not be useful in another. All these are limitations related to this. So, performance appraisal is a performance review system that have certain principles and process with some advantage and limitations. Thank you. If you have any query, please contact and ask me in the class.